Yes, the sad news of Greg Sugars, the Candyman, the legend of harness racing gone way too soon, aged 40. This video is going to be a tribute to Greg Sugars, to all his family, to the Tubbs family, and to the entire harness racing community that knew him well. We're going to celebrate his life tonight. Fantastic trainer, person. He had a lot of success on and off the track. From his first winning drive at Globe Derby on Escrow, winning many feature races across New Zealand and Australia, including Sushi, so one of his more bigger ones earlier on, once he had moved to Victoria, winning the Victoria Derby as well as the Northern Derby in Auckland. And then more recently, when he's really started to develop his own training success, Maori Law winning the Inter-Dominion in 2021, which in the same year Just Believe had run third in. Just Believe went on an absolute momentous toll, winning the Inter-Dominion twice, as well as winning all the feature races across New Zealand and Australia over an 18-month period, including the TAB Trot, the Dominion Handicap, the Row Cup. Just Believe just won it all. And not to forget about his other champion, Better Eclipse, winning the Chariots of Fire and the Auckland Cup, and he's been a solid pacer for a long time for Greg Sugars and Jess Tubbs. So this video is a tribute to Greg Sugars, the man, the great, the one. In this video we're going to do a montage of his key horses and drives he's had, how he talks about harness race with Jess Tubbs, about where they were planning to go, and how he talks about the love of his horses like Just Believe. And then we'll also have some tributes from the likes of the James Herbertson, some other things from Campbell's comments on the people they talked on there, the salute from Gavin Smith on Dance Till Dawn and Ring Era on Sunday, and obviously the salute, the victory, yes, Fighter Command gets it done on Menangle on Saturday night. It was absolutely great to see that from up above they were supporting the Candyman, Greg Sugars. He was a very competitive person early on, and he obviously was taking on the likes of Chris Alford, but over time he gained their respect, and he has proven to be a true gentleman of the game, willing to help anyone in the media and giving young people a hand in the sport he loves and giving them the opportunity to develop and improve themselves to be the greatest they can be. So again, condolences to the family. This is a tribute to the great late Greg Sugars, never to be forgotten.
Sushi, 27-7, a blistering third quarter. Sushi raced away from XL Stride, our major mark, the Gold Ace. But this bloke is a star. This Sushi's going to brain them. What a win, what a derby performance. Sushi, that's one of the runs of the year. Sushi won it from XL
They come for home, American Me and Self Assured, top of the lane by 2. Better Eclipse, the Victorians closing in at Old Town Road down the outside. Self Assured, here's Better Eclipse to him strongly. Self Assured, 100 to go. Better Eclipse, the Victorian, and the Candyman, Greg Sugars, and Better Eclipse will get the win. Better Eclipse to beat Self Assured, third across Republic.
And it's Maori Law leading the way. The penny drops is being put to pressure. Humble Lad sweeps up 3 deep. Majestic Man the pegs. Tough Monarch starts a searching run 4 deep from Just Believe Caligula. And well back as Timothy Redder's heads were turned for home, and Maori Law kicked away. Majestic Man runs into second spot. Down the outside, Tough Monarch. Up on the inside is Just Believe. It's Maori Law the leader. Here comes Majestic Man on the outside. He lets down with a good turn of foot. Maori Law and Majestic Man in a soul-stirring struggle, but Maori Law kicks. Maori Law fights back. Maori Law too good, wins the grand final over Majestic Man.
Seeing is believing. Well, Lyle Creek was the best that I've ever seen, and he's got to be in the same conversation.
He's doing it the hard way. He's not taking the easy trips. He's sitting outside them like Lyle used to, and
happy to take a drive anytime Greg wants. Just put that out there.
And then even to come here and to do what he's doing and to win like he did, he's got to be right up there. But
Just Believe came into our stable at the right time, really. Our numbers weren't huge at the time, and the previous trainer was looking to retire and move on to another career. So sort of in the right place at the right time, and I'm so glad he did. He'd been a well-performed horse up to that point in time, and previous years into Dominion he was a place getter and ran third that year. So he was a well-credentialed horse. So we were very excited the day he stepped into our stable. Yeah, my wife Jess Tubbs, who trains Just Believe, she's done an amazing job in her, relatively short training career. Her father, Alan Tubb, was a master horseman. Yeah, Jess learned a lot from him early days, and it's only been about 7 years ago now that she turned her hand to training horses, and so we set up Lara J Farm together, and she's the backbone of the stable. She's first one there, last one to leave every day, and I couldn't be the successful driver that I am without her support and hard work behind the scenes.
I had 3 that I'd bred myself. To see where it's at today is a little bit ridiculous, and I don't think either of us quite foresaw it.
You've had to give up your working career to go full-time in the training.
That's right. I just tell people Greg couldn't handle it without me, and I think the stats have really improved since I've been here full-time, keeping an eye on him. But
I'm not going to argue with that.
Against all odds, we sort of thought we'd struggle working together, but it's actually turned out not too bad.
Proud of him as a horse?
Oh, incredibly proud of him. Like I said, he just went to a new level, and being with him, for the amount of time I was, just one-on-one with him in Sweden, I'm not, embarrassed to say that the last day I was there, when it was, had to say goodbye to him, basically, it was incredibly tough. Yeah. I got quite emotional and rang Jess and I sent her a picture and I said, this is incredibly hard. And, he we were such good buddies before we went there, but he really become a close mate, just spending so much time with him. It was unbelievable, the sort of connection I built with him in that, relatively short period of time.
To win an Inter-Dominion with a horse that my wife trains was something that was an absolute dream come true for me. And to think that we have a chance of going back to back, again, an absolute dream come true.
It's just a different level of interest in harness racing that we don't have here.
Probably compare it like a Melbourne Cup day.
When we were introduced to the crowd, there was a bit of an Aussie, and it was just overwhelming, but in a fantastic way.
It made us really feel like rock stars.
Greg Ross Sugars, the whole of Australia's rooting for you.
The lead up to the slot race was quite exciting, coming over here with him to hopefully put his best foot forward and show this part of the world what he was capable of was very exciting, and we were extremely well looked after, and guys here at Stonewall Stud, where we stay, settled us in really well. The barrier draw, I think, made the race quite interesting. The field that it produced was probably as high a quality trot field as we've seen in this part of the world for a long time.
As they come to the turn, RC Phoenix, Oscar Bonavina's picking a path through homeward bound, and it's Call Me The Breeze, Just Believe on the outside, Queen Elida passing lane, Oscar Bonavina, Call Me The Breeze, Just Believe digging in on the outside, and Queen Elida, a dour struggle, Just Believe though, a true greater than trotting world in Australasia, and Just Believe, he'll get the TAB trot over Call Me The Breeze and Queen Elida.
Just Believe comes off the back and Sugars opens him up. He's 2 lengths clear at the 400 from Love in the Port. They shook off Fiery Bandito. Around the outside comes RC Phoenix. Then came Mighty Logan and Oscar Bonavina. 28.3 the third quarter. It's Just Believe at the top of the straight. He's 3 in front from Love in the Port. Then came Mighty Logan from Fiery Bandito. Oscar Bonavina's out now. 150 to go. Just Believe. He's 5 lengths in front from Mighty Logan. Then came on the outside Oscar Bonavina, but the pride of Australia, now a legend of our sports, Just Believe wins the Dominion by 2.5 lengths from Mighty Logan. Third across Oscar Bonavina.
7.8 at the top of the lane. Just Believe takes over. Mufasa Metro's trying to rally. Queen Elida can't reach them. Don't stop dreaming. Just keep believing. He's going to make history here. Just Believe. Race is clear. What a horse. What a moment. He's done it again. Just Believe. Mufasa Metro. Queen Elida. The best bourbon up for 4.
He turns it on. 27-9 down the back. Oscar Bonavina, Kai Valley Hotspur, and here's Muscle Mountain coming at them 4 wide, top of the lane, Just Believe a length and a half. Oscar Bonavina, Muscle Mountain, Kai Valley Hotspur, and Midnight Dash. It's Just Believe held together. He's cruising along, Just Believe. Oscar Bonavina, 75 to go. They're not going to get to Harry. He makes the perfect raid on New Zealand. 2 Group 1s, the inaugural TAB trot. Good on you, Harry. Wonderful win in the Row Cup. Just Believe.
Time honoured. You say about targeting these races. I dare say there'd be more Australians know about the Row Cup than potentially the Auckland Cup. It's an iconic race for people to want to win, mate. You guys have done it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, just phenomenal. Like he's been obviously in those recent conversations about comparing him to, other champions, past champions and things like that. And, that's one thing all those horses have in common, that they have their name on the honour roll of the Rowe Cup. So really pleased that, we've got our name on there.
Side draw for Fighter Command. Set, signal, racing. Fighter Command didn't get involved early, showing Command on a limb 3 wide. Second to last is Dom Toretto and Sheffield Sparky. Last only 25, first to last 27.7 the quarter. So trying to hold them off is Chevron Art as they spin the bend. 350 metres left to go. Try to get into the race on the outside is Boom, and here comes Fighter Command right down the outside. And up on the inner is Ryan's Gangster with 150 metres left to go at Chevron Art. Here comes Fighter Command right down the outside. Chevron Art, but Fighter Command inch by inch wearing back the margin. An emotional victory. Fighter Command wins it in second spot.
The inside the 50, Dance Till Dawn and Trying Hard Tanzania. Dance Till Dawn the outside, and Dance Till Dawn will get the job done. Too good, and the salute from Gav for his good mate in Greg Sugars. It's a fitting victory.
We have to change gears a little bit here. We awoke this morning to the very, very tragic news that one of the best horsemen in Australia, Greg Sugars, passed away overnight. And I didn't realize it until about 20 minutes ago, talking to you, that he was a great friend of yours. Tell us about Greg and his wife and the effect that they had on Australian racing.
Yeah, Greg, he's regarded as one of the best for a reason. His horsemanship, the man he was, when I say that he was like my second parents, I really mean it. And he took me under his wing, and he sort of made me into the driver that I am today. And I have it all due to him, and I really miss him.
64 Grade 1 wins. This is a serious harness driver, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's regarded as one of the best, and he truly was as a trainer, as a driver, and as a human being. So it's a big loss, and I know back home everyone's just numb, and yeah, it's a really sad time.
Well, all of us here at the Meadowlands send our heartfelt condolences out to Greg's family, his wife, and I know that he had a dog that he really loved too, didn't he?
Yeah, they just got little Harvey, and really feel for Jess. His truck's going to be rolling in back from Menangle with the horses, and unfortunately Greg won't be getting out. But sometimes these things happen in life, and we'll remember him for the many years.
Yeah, well, a very, very sad day for all of us in harness racing at the passing of young Greg Sugars, just 40 years of age. So, James, I want to thank you very much for speaking.
I think there's been a couple of generations lost of getting people away from the track and sitting at home in their lounge rooms or clubs and pubs, and this is a great initiative to get people back to the industry, as you said, and coming to the meetings. So, all we can do to encourage that, the better.
Yeah, spot on there, mate, and we look forward to seeing you in the blue and gold.
Yeah, looking forward.
And that horse wants to get on with it, wants to get out there and win.
I won't be in the blue and gold. Greg will be in the blue and gold.
Good on you, mate. Thanks, Ross.
Always that great photo of your dad with you two as little siblings, tiny little siblings. Pappy McCoy, of course, when in the Kilmore. Popular Port. Sorry. Sure, he won't mind me saying that. He rang me in tears when he found out and wanted it not to be true. I think, like so many people, and these are the people that he's affected. So. He's a harness tragic, Paddy. He would probably love to not be a harness tragic sometimes, like so many of us, but affected so many people. Pat was saying that he never would not say g'day to him. He'd come up and have a chat to him. He drove a couple of horses for us at Pat had shares in, and just always come and said hello, and that was Greg. That beaming smile, that bit of fun. You never knew he was having a bad day. Yeah, he was a phenomenal character. So strong-willed. And just an ornament to our industry. He promoted this great sport in such an amazing way. Both he and Jess, Lara J Farms, the entire team, and I saw a post from Craig Demler there today. I feel for these guys that work with him. Just talking to these guys, they just loved life so much. All of a sudden, loved the industry because they're working with a man that just oozed that passion. So, yeah, it's a very heavy heart. Tell a funny story. It's what you do sometimes on these things. I'll never forget, he drove Union Alley for us I think Grant had driven her first 2 starts, and he rocked up to drive her at Ballarat. Grant couldn't drive for some reason, and Marie wasn't actually there. And I basically gave him instructions and said to him that it'll just win. As long as you're close enough, it'll just win. And he looked at it, and it was alongside Jewel Agent Tabman, and Jewel Agent Tabman was a good-sized horse, but she'd nearly fit under this. And he came back, and he's like, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yep." And he came back again, even when he got in the cart, and he goes, like, "Seriously, are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's good." And it came back and it won, and just the humblest guy. He came back and he goes, "You're right, better than me," because he never doubted you. He questioned you in a good way. He just never doubt you. Take what you say on board and go with it. He had the best set of hands. Great to see Fleet Commander win the overnight. And I think that was one of the great stories to come out. A horse that both he and Jess love so much. Saved. That's what they do at Lara J Farm. They put the horses first. And they saved him. And in his passing, he was up there and good enough to get the jockeys for him. So
Famous family, as we know, and condolences, or belated ones at that, as far as the passing of your grandfather, Len Sugars, back in September. What a legacy he led as a person, but also as far as the industry is concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. Great man, and he lived a long, healthy, successful life. So it was sad to see him go, obviously, but hopefully his legacy is going to live on for quite some time yet. And sad to lose him. He was obviously a terrific supporter of myself, and I don't think he ever missed a race that I was in. So sad to see him go, but he lived a great life.
He started out as a butcher, but when Glow Derby formed, he certainly got attracted to harness racing.
Yeah, that's right. He sort of started the Sugars family involvement basically as a hobby through harness racing, and it was quite a successful one at that. And as time grew and my dad came along, that they sort of got bigger and bigger, and then Dad took it basically as a professional operation from there on in. So a lot of history involved there.
Yeah, certainly your dad Ross took it to a far new level.
Yeah, he sure did. He was extremely successful, especially through probably the mid to late 80s and early 90s. Had a lot of success and, set quite a few records along the way. So, he certainly had big shoes to fill, or I had certainly had big shoes to fill. So, hopefully I'm on my way there.
Oh, you've done that certainly, Greg, in spades. What's the most important lesson you would have learned from Ross?
Oh, basically work hard. It's a pretty simple and common lesson to learn, I think, in harness racing. And harness racing, it's not an easy life, as a lot of people know. And if you're not willing to work hard and put the hours in and be dedicated to your horses, then you're not going to get the results that you're going to strive for. So my dad, he's just been an absolute inspiration as far as work goes, and he has a work ethic, second to none.
He's still keeping an eye on his son?
Yeah, that's right. No, he's still out at the stables pretty much every morning, keeping an eye on things, and probably rolls his eyes at me if I'm not doing things the way he would on occasions. But it's great to have his support.